We are side questing today, breaking RB. Let's go. Imagine Habakiri locked you into reptiles. That's basically RB.
Morning, RB. B?
So, stay tuned for this whole video. It will surprise you how good RB is. Let's go. Also, if it's your first time on the channel, smash the subscribe button. We're almost at 100,000 subscribers. Let's go. And if you want to get trained, I do daily Metafy coaching live in front of 30 of us on the Metafy group. So go sign up below. I played 0. And also, I want to say pen best deck. All right, let's go. This deck might look a little like, all right, what's it do, Trif? I'm going to show you what one card does here. It's a one card, 5 interruption combo. And the beautiful thing about it, it's not just like one card or like you have only 6 of the cards or like 8 of the cards. It has, you could play up to 25 that I could think of. One card starters that lead to 5 interruptions. And if they stop you midway, like the other card you add just gets to the 5 interruptions. The 5 interruptions are quite inevitable and you loop them for 1 card too. So it's like your 5 interrupts versus their 5 cards. Engage is full combo. RB Funk Dogs full combo. Terratop is full combo. Any Machina card is full combo. Scrapper Cycler is full combo. O-Line's full combo. There's a Phantom Beast, normal summon is full combo. There's so many full combos in this deck. Terraforming, Prosperity. It's really good. Yes, it's a little susceptible to draw. However, obviously your first action, if it's like, that's why I like Scrapper Cycler O-Line. Your first action could be a search. And if you, as long as you get the 3 links on the field to get the trap, you're good versus draw. It's not the absolute worst. So just show you 1 card combo. It's 1 card plus any discard. And the deck plays 18 non-engine. So RB Stage Landing. Your RB Stage Landing, for those who don't know what it does, it says special 1 RB monster from your deck or extra deck. Not once per turn. Absolutely broken, but this is where the lock is. You cannot special monster from the extra deck. The turn you activate this effect except machine monsters with 1500 or less original attack. Have no fear. That's every striker card and every RB card and Clockwork Knight. And Clockwork Knight's a huge part of this combo. So yes, you can use this as many times as you want, and every card's a +1. It's actually very cool. And it allows you to do a nib stopper as your second summon. This card destroys itself to look at your opponent's hand and special 1 card from their hand to their field and negate its effect. This is very important because what that means is you're going to be able to see the opponent's hand. Are they on board breakers? Are they on hand traps? What hand traps is it? If it's Nibiru, you're special summoning the Nibiru. If it's Veiler, you're specialing. If it's Ash Blossom, you're specialing it, etc. So it's very good because you know exactly what their hand is with the hand knowledge, and you destroy them with your end board you end on, which actually has a lot of options depending on what's in their hand. So at this point, when you know you could play free. Actually, when this card gets destroyed, it also triggers the field spell. And if you start off with RB Stage Landing, you special blues to get the Funk Dock, and then Funk Dock gets another RB Stage Landing. So it's like it doesn't matter what you start with, and any 2 machines leads to this combo as well. Literally any 2 machines. After that, you're going to go into Lambda Blade, which just mills a card. Don't worry, I'll get to what they do a little later. Into the combo, it just foolish as a card. Then you're going to go into RB Vulcan Booster. It says 2 generic machines. This is what makes this deck actually playable because any striker card could equal this card immediately, which says if this card doesn't summon, add an RB spell. Then you just continue this loop. You will always end up to the exact same board at some point. So the spell you want to add at the very end is RB Operation Test. This is very important to the combo because it's a continuous spell. You're going to special the Lambda Cannon now, which Lambda Cannon also, the next effect is when it's special, it could add an RB card from your graveyard to your hand. And all RB cards there, they are all special summons. They're all extenders. And if you hard draw these, it's okay because this specials it anyways. So they're all extenders as one. They all lead to 1 machine on the field. These are the really good ones that are like combo requirements, and the other RB extenders are interruptions where they special themselves if you have no face of monsters or RB monsters, and they're interruptions. This card, you pay 700 life points to destroy this card, negate a spell or trap. This one says pay 1400 life points, whatever the attack is. Target a monster your opponent controls, destroy this card, then take control of that card. So this takes control of a monster, this negates a spell or trap, and the last one that you're going to see destroys a monster. So it has a steal, a destroy monster, a spell or trap negate, it has a monster omni negate, and it has 1 last engine piece, which you're going to see soon. The last effect of Vulcan Booster summons a free monster. The last bonus effect of Operation Test just boosts you 1400 life points for free. And then you're going to link into Clockwork Knight. This is the big part of the combo now, where this is where you can go any way you like, depending on what your opponent has in their hand. If whatever they have, you're going to go Clockwork Knight, you're going to get rid of the Operation Test, which is why it's so important. If you see Yummy card, you're obviously keeping Clockwork Knight because it stops all Yummy cards. If the Clockwork Knight is a full-fledged floodgate, you keep it. You see their hand with Lambda Cannon, that you always do it. So if you see Board Breaker, Breakers, you search for Therion King Regulus with this card, which obviously you can get it for free in a machine deck, and you have a free Omni Negate in conjunction with your other negate. You have two negates, two Omni Negates, monster negate, monster pop, and a monster steal. That'll be more than enough for 5 cards. Or if you see a deck where it's not too many Omni Negates or it's not Mitsurugi, it's like, let's say, just generically a good deck that for Yummy, Mitsurugi, or whatever that you feel that the other card I'm going to show you is better, you could also transition to this, which I think is a very powerful end card. It's next level. None of these cards require require normal summons. None of these cards require normal summons. So you add Scrap Recycler. If you start with Scrap Recycler sends O-Lion, which specials a machine that gives you two machines for Vulcan Booster. So you have full combo. And then later in the combo, Clockwork Knight could respecial the Scrap Recycler that you already hard drew to send Machina Citadel, which is absolutely broken of a card, which is why I said this deck is kind of like if Habakiri was machine locked. That Citadel kind of does the same thing. It does, you have a Regeki on top of all the interruptions I just mentioned. And if you start with Scrap Recycler, the Clockwork Knight gets you Regulus. So you could actually end on an extra negate on top. If you start with Scrap Recycler, you'll have 6 interruptions. So that's something cool to keep in mind. You're gonna go into another Clockwork Knight specifically for this combo because I want the special. Here you could even respecial the Clockwork Knight, or sorry, the Scrap Recycler if you like, use its effect again. I'm sure there's other machines out there you get value from, like Infinite Track cards or O-Lion right now, but I don't really need extra machines for no reason right now. It doesn't really help me. I could end on a Brute Boost if I'd like, but I don't really give a shit about these bonus cards at the moment, bonus effects. I would prefer to get the negate up, or the spell trap negate up immediately, Clockwork Knight, because it has 1,000 less attack. And then I would link the Clockwork Knight and the Vulcan Booster into the link 3, which is Shepherd's Crook, to get the trap out. So 1 card Omni Negate. So this card's a full Omni Negate. It's what Divine Wrath does without discarding. Instead of discarding, you destroy a card, but that allows you to trigger Funk Dock, so that's actually very good. So the total end board is you're going to, and then you add back your follow-up with Operation Test follow-up. You add back from Barricade Blocker, and you're gonna have Crazy follow-up and 3 more cards. This is the other interruption, which you special out on the opponent's turn. Now on the opponent's turn, you have a Spell Trap Negate, you have a Steal, you have a Pop that this will bring out 3 of the monsters. You can add a follow-up on the opponent's turn, so you have 2 follow-ups to start with. You have a full-fledged Omni Negate, and then the reason why Citadel's so good, Cutter and Driller are both Earth machines. Because they're Earth machines and they destroy themselves with their own effect. That's why Citadel's so good in this deck, that once they get destroyed by their own effect, you summon Citadel. Then you get a Regeki on top. And if you start with Scrap Recycler, it could be a Regulus. And if you see they're on Breakers, you literally just search Regulus. If you see Dark Ruler or some shit, you could do the same thing, because you could put Citadel in grave, you take a Dark Ruler, who the fuck cares? Then you RB next phase, destroying your own card, triggering Citadel, triggering Dock to get the other interruption out. So whatever you bring up between Cutter or Driller is very specific as to what you see in their hand from Lambda Cannon. Next, if you know their deck and you know they lose to Citadel, you could also summon a Driller instead of Cutter. It's your choice. They're both the exact same result, because what you could do as well, you just gave them a free monster. Driller could destroy that monster. Look at this, and special Citadel on your turn. So if they play a deck that spams monsters turn 0, like, I don't know, Draco Tail, for example, you could resummon this for free. And even though you end on 1 less monster, because this specials it from deck and this specials it from grave on the opponent's turn, you still are able to get access to Driller and Cutter regardless. So you'll still have all of your interrupts as long as you end on Shepherd's Crook and 1 of Lambda Blade, Driller, or Cutter. Funk Dock will get you the other one. Shepherd's Crook will get you the other one. But totaling 5 interruptions plus whatever cards you drew. Obviously, you would discard the extra Fualos instead of the Engage, and the Engage would have potentially get you more stuff. So you would have 2 basic interrupts. You would have the 5 interrupts I mentioned and the 2 non-engine. I'm gonna show you guys the deck list now. This is the deck list. I play 16 1-card starters. I like Scrap Recycler and O-Line the most because they play around Droll the best way. Also, if you have enough machines in hand, like if you have enough of these 14, you could play around it anyways. There's a Mecha Phantom Beast card that works very well with Scrap Recycler. You guys don't necessarily, you do need to play Clockwork Knight for sure. It's the last added oomph to the deck that's missing, like the end board piece. You do need Citadel and Regulus, and it's just so good that if you Recycler with Clockwork Knight is insane. I tried to play Crystron's in here, but didn't work out as well as expected because of the 1500 machine lock. But this is just, it's so good. And the 1500 machine lock is only from the extra deck, not from the main deck. So it synergizes with cards like Regulus and Citadel, which are obviously insane in this. You just do it accordingly depending on what Lambda Cannon sees in their hand. I believe it's called Tetherwolf. I'm gonna make sure the name. Yeah, when this card is normal summon, special a token. A very cool thing you could do here is you could play multiple normal summons. Like you could play 1 Scrap Recycler that you could discard anytime or get to anytime you like. That's full combo. And you play 2 Tether Wolf, 1 O-Lion, or 2 O-Lion. And now Tether Wolf and O-Lion is full combo. You just need to play Almirage as well, just in case. And, or not Almirage, sorry. No, you don't need it. You just go Clockwork Knight. You don't need it. You go Tether Wolf special token, or if you have, let's say, Scrap Recycler. Let's say you have Scrap Recycler, multiple Scrap Recyclers. Now we're talking about playing. It's okay to have multiple normal summons in this version that play around Droll. Let's say you want to play a deck that's better versus Droll. So you do something like this, where, to show you guys an example, you play a whole lot of normal summons. Let's say you draw Tether Wolf and Scrap Recycler. You go Scrap Recycler, send O-Lion. O-Lion will special a free token. Now you have free 2 machines. Use your 2 machine cards. Now let's say your opponent hand traps you. You can then, even though you already normal summon, ban it, use the second effect of O-Lion that says you can banish this card from your graveyard, immediately normal summon a Mecha Phantom Beast. So then you normal summon the Tether Wolf and get its effect off again, which summons another token. So you're able to play around with this engine here that plays around Droll if you feel Droll is a problem. And these are extenders. These are the stuff. I personally prefer Citadel Turbo because the RB stuff are very good, but I'm very reliant on Citadel, and having one machine to send off Scrap Recycler that's not Citadel is perfect, because Scrap Recycler send O-Lion, and then later in the combo Clockwork Knight will get you Clockwork Knight, but when the second effect Clockwork Knight will special Scrap Recycler to send Citadel, and this Clockwork Knight will get you Regulus. That's why I like these. And you see your opponent's deck. So yeah, that's the deck. 15 hand traps in the main, but you're playing all this shit post side, because post side is the easiest side ever. You cut down on like 1 engage 1. I remove all my normal summons, remove Clockwork Knight. I remove, like, it depends on the matchup. If I feel that Citadel is very good versus the matchup, I will keep it in. I remove the Spell Trap negate. I remove Lambda Cannon. I know this looks crazy, but I play it like, or sorry, wait, we keep Lambda Cannon. You keep 1 or 2 of these of your choice. Now it's like, look, this is the ability of what you could do if you really wanted to. I like, maybe we do something like this, actually. No bricks, like something like this, where you could do 3 scrap, 1 Citadel. There's so many options, and you could see like Citadel going second is crazy because you could crash and then trigger this and then Regeki everything. It's like a built-in Regeki. So it's your choice on how you want to kind of build it. Probably something like that. Sky's the limit. And then you just put in every hand trap known to mankind, and it's very difficult for your opponent to play. Now you have 14 1-card starters, and you still do the stuff. You don't have the trap. You could put in the trap if you want. My idea with this is I'm just going to limit as many interrupts as I could. I'm going to end with both of these on board, and that should be enough because I break the board. So you could play around with the siding patterns, of course. I haven't solved the siding patterns yet, but after I win all these YCSs, I will take this to a fun regional. Thank you guys for watching the video. I'll see you guys in the next video. Make sure to check out the masterclass down below for advanced training. Let me know what videos you guys like to see next. See you guys next video. Peace.